Hello and welcome back to Down the Track. What's up?
What's
Sorry,
up? What's up? What's up?
how are you, man?
Good, good. How are you?
I just saw you. I thought I was gonna start and you joined me, but you joined just when I pressed the live button. But yeah, like I was saying, welcome back to Down the Track semifinals. India versus Australia. India are through to the finals. A convincing win against Australia, and it's another final for India. It's what their third or fourth in a row now. I think since 2016, 2018. 2020 and now 22, so four finals in a row they reached, and now it's about winning the final. They do win alternate finals, so this is a good year in terms of that. I have with me my co-host Abrazi. Sorry, I don't know if you want to say anything pre-production before going live, but yeah.
No, no, it's fine. No, just happy with the performance. I think Yashdul and Rashid, I think fantastic after coming in a spot of bother, 37 for two, but going in there and then just hitting the 290 runs and then just stifling the batsman. As Australia never had a chance after that, and fantastic win, a convincing victory for India. Vicky Oswal again with the ball was fantastic. So just good to see these young guns firing away, and VVS Lakshman, I think. His stamp is there on this cricket side, and it's just good to see. Hopefully, they can go in and, like you said, win this one around, especially after missing out marginally last time.
Yeah, I think if you just look at this game in isolation, this pitch is a tricky kind of pitch. We saw Afghanistan defend 134 against Sri Lanka. Then India also struggled to chase down 111. Not struggled, but it was a bit of a tricky chase. They lost 5 wickets chasing only 100, 111. So I felt that 210, 220 would be a match-winning score. I thought 180 would be competitive on this pitch, and it turned out they got 290, and you really have to give credit to Dhul and Rashid. I think the way they batted, this was probably the most impressive, partnership in the tournament so far. 200-run partnership, and taking into consideration the match situation, you're playing against Australia. It's a semi-final, and the conditions are difficult. It's not an easy pitch. With all that, they still managed to get such a big partnership, and it reminded me of the Ganguly Dravid partnership against Sri Lanka in '99. But yeah, a great partnership.
Fantastic, just fantastic. I mean, like I said, just a little bit of a spot of bother, 37 for two.
And
And
that
it,
too, I think one of our friends, Uzair, also pointed out that Ankuresh, I think, played 6 of 30 balls, so a strike rate of 20. I mean, it just nothing against him. We saw also the other batsmen did struggle a bit. On this pitch, it wasn't the toughest pitch, but I think initially with the new ball and everything, it was a bit sticky, the wicket.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's very important to get in these kind of situations, and you saw that Dhul and Rashid as well when they were getting their innings going. I think initially they were really behind the eight ball in terms of their strike rate, but I think once they got in, once they settled down, I think both of them up the ante quite nicely after that 35, 35, 38 over mark, and then Yash Dhul just went a notch above, got his strike rate up to 100, got his 100. He was fantastic. Unfortunately, got run out the most unfortunate way, and then even Rashid, I think he improved his and he upped the ante as well. But I think losing both of them over there was a little bit of a worry for India at that point in time. But then suddenly the Rana comes out of nowhere. What is his name? Dinesh
Mana,
Bana
yeah.
comes out of nowhere and gives you that impetus for 20 or 4 balls, and just you takes you past that 280 290 score. And then I think after that, I think even at the halfway stage, I don't think anyone gave Australia a chance, and they never really put up a fight after that, to be very honest. I think it was a convincing victory in the second half of the game as well.
Yeah, 100%. I was very impressed with Rashid's technique. I think the way he was batting looks like a proper cricketer, and I think in the longer format he's going to be a very useful. Whereas Dhul, I don't want to make comparisons with Virat Kohli because they're captains and everything.
I lost you. I lost you. Your volume.
Sorry, did you lose me? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was saying that Dhul, I don't want to really compare him and Kohli, but I'm still going to. I think that he's a busy player in the crease, and he really makes the bowler bowl to his strength. There are some weaknesses there. Maybe he's not the most attractive batsman, but some of his cover shots are so great to watch, and he makes them bolt in that area. I think Rashid is more of a technically correct and like proper batsman, and Dhul is someone who will take risks, but at the same time, he has those shots, and hopefully, we get to see him blossom on the international stage. If you see In 2018, it was Shubman Gill in the semi-final who scored 100 against Pakistan, if you remember. And now it's Yash Dhul. At that time, Shubman Gill was vice captain. Dhul is captain. So I think Dhul is the third Indian captain to score 100. Unmukh Chand and Virat Kohli, and we saw how those careers ended up, North and South Pole. But yeah, I think if you just look at this tournament overall, this is probably the best partnership in that. And then professional from India, the way Bana concluded, there's a lot of talk about him. I think there's a lot of talent there. He's a hitter, good, excellent wicket keeper. I felt that he kept really well today, and I think he has a bright future as well.
I agree 100%. I think a fantastic performance by Dhul, Rashid, and then Bana in the end. I just want to point out a quick shot by some of the cover drives it was talked about by Rashid, by Dhul. Everything was great, but after he got to that century, the six that Dhul hit, oof! Oh my word, that was a fantastic shot. I think I can watch that on repeat all day. I think even ICC put it up in their Twitter feed as well. Yeah. It was just beautiful to watch. I mean, when you see that kind of a shot, you know that the player has talent, and hopefully he can go more along the line of Virat Kohli versus the unfortunately Unmukh Chand's career spiral downwards. Hopefully he can emulate Virat Kohli.
Yeah, 100%. And the crazy thing is, I felt that Unmukh Chand had the better innings because his was in the finals chasing 270-80 against Australia in Australia. So that's the strange part. But I think this innings was unbelievable on this kind of pitch. Like, I keep mentioning it. It's a tricky pitch, and to play like that, very good maturity from the guys. And you saw Australia got bundled out. If you see India, like you mentioned, Vicky Oswald, excellent bowling. He's had a fine tournament. He's picked up a fifer against South Africa, picked up wickets after that as well. And batsmen have really, they've really found it difficult against him.
Yeah, everyone struggled against him. I think he's been the pick of the bowlers from the Indian standpoint as well. I mean, I think as a bowling unit, I think India have been doing well, but I think he's the pick of the bowlers. He's been curtailing the runs along with picking up wickets at regular intervals, which is the most important thing and one of the qualities of a true proper bowler. And I think that's what Vicky Oswal is. I want to see more from him. I think I would love to see how he develops his career. I think a little bit of a Jaddu style in him as well. If he can improve his batting a little bit, I think he has the capabilities to become one of those all-rounders that India so desperately need.
Yeah, and there's plenty of all-rounders in this
already available. Yep.
But from the fast bowling point of view, there is a bit of. I think Ravi Kumar is brilliant. The way he bowled, throughout the tournament, he's getting the ball to swing. But Hungrekar he wasn't as effective, and then Bawa has a tendency to give runs as well. But I think in general, they do a decent job. They haven't blown away my mind someone like a Mavi and Nagarkoti when they combined. I think with Ishan Pural was it fast bowling pair really, and they blew away that tournament. They beat everybody comfortably, including the final. So I think that was a special bowling lineup. But this one there is some skill there, but that raw pace may be kind of missing. You think?
Yeah. I think so. I think Hungrekar. I think he's capable of bringing in a little bit more pace. But I think obviously you're right. I think that extreme raw pace that maybe someone like a Porel kind of had at that time when with the likes of Nagarkoti and Mavi kind of swinging it around a little bit. Because the fact that they had assistance in the pitch, maybe I would like to see a little bit more. Maybe in Australian conditions, England conditions, maybe a Hungrekar and a Bawa would probably.
It was conducive.
In New Zealand, exactly. That was conducive to fast bowling. So here in Oman, it's a little bit on the drier side and stuff like that. So it's a little bit more spinners showing. Yeah,
in West Indies.
Sorry, West Indies.
No,
I don't know why. Oman was in the Legends game is going on in Oman. Mike, yeah. But the West Indies is just a little bit dry over there, So it's
it's
conducive to spin.
Got confused. The West Indies pitches have become like that. They've become like the Middle East kind of wicket. So you're right. I think that's a very good point that maybe the pitches are not as conducive. But somebody like a Boyden.
But I have to think about this. The likes of Mavi, Nagarkoti, Ishan Porel. You have the likes of Prithvi Shaw, Shubman Gill, that other player as well. I can't. What is his name?
I know what you're talking about. Below sea level, Rajasthan Royals.
What is his name? Riyan Parag. These guys, Yeah, these you see that crew over there. That's like six, 7 or 8 players that are actually making very big IPL bids as well. Shubman Gill is being touted as the next number 3 Test batsman. Prithvi Shaw, once he can figure out the incoming ball, hopefully he doesn't spiral down like Unmukt Chand, unfortunately, because they're a similar kind of issue that both of them had. But I think Prithvi Shaw has a little bit more. He's learning from his mistakes, and he's a lot more. His brute force is kind of makes up for some of the flaws that he has in his technique. And then likes of Mavi Nagarkoti are expecting big bids this time around in the IPL as well. So it's fantastic to see that crew is actually available. So it gives the likes of Bawa, Hangrekar, Hanroor Singh, and the likes of course Dhul and Rashid and Vicky Otswal. These guys will probably be very excited to even come into the auction, and maybe one of them just nicks in a big bid. And for more, it's just good for cricket in general, the way things have really developed for cricketers at the age of 18, 19 to be able to get big bids like that.
Yeah, 100%. And also, I think you do get fast tracked because of the IPL. If you just see recently, when 2020 was the last Under 19 World Cup, since then we've seen Yashasvi Jaiswal and we've seen Ravi Bishnoi. They're actually, Ravi Bishnoi is retained from Lucknow, and Jaiswal is going to go for some bucks because he
and
did
Bishnoi has made the Indian team now, which is a big deal also.
Yeah, he's one made
within 2 years.
Yeah, I think with the IPL from under 19, you do get fast tracked a bit quicker from that side. Before, it was just the limited players, 2, 3 here, but now I think you do get fast tracked. So these guys have a bright future, and I think they'll want to win. But having said that, even reaching the finals is a big thing. Indian cricket, you expect more. You expect them to win the tournament, of course. But I think these guys, even if they lose a couple of them, I think if they do win, they'll be more in demand. More of the players will be in demand. If they don't win, then you might have Dhul, Rashid, and a couple of players in that way.
I agree 100%. I still think that there's enough quality in here for a few players to get a look in, and definitely into the IPL, but also into the Indian team.
Yeah, 100%. And for you, the man of the match?
Oh yes, Dhul. I think that century was just took the game away from Australia, and they never came back after that. I think Rashid equally deserves it, but I think the fact that Yash was able to get past that century and that just for that 6, man, that shot that he hit, I think he deserves it.
And India versus England now, finals, Lagan 2.0.
I'm not going to say anything, but you know who I want to win.
How are you seeing this game? Again, England have been very impressive. They have a spinner in Rehan Ahmed.
Yeah.
Boyden has been brilliant. He's been the leading wicket taker, if I'm not mistaken. He's picked up wickets.
Good captaincy by Prest as well.
Yeah, Prest looks like a good captain. So it won't be that easy for India, especially if the toss doesn't go their way. I think batting first again, but this is going to be the pitch where England is playing. It's going to be the ground. England have played their quarters and semis there, whereas India have played in Coolidge. I think the finals in the Sir Viv Richards Stadium. So that's where England have been.
Yeah.
So England will be used to conditions. India will adapt. So there is an advantage for England there, and they have some of their own talent who are causing problems and are doing really well. So if you talk about Brevis from South Africa, for me, he's been the most impressive batsman, but Boyden has also been one of the most impressive bowlers. He's picked up wickets left, right, and center, whether it's the new ball or the old ball. He's been very impressive.
I agree 100%. I think I think overall, I think this England squad is a well-rounded squad. I think they have a good mix of batting, bowling, some good all-rounders in there. I think Rehan Ahmed has been a find, which is, I think, that penultimate over that he bowled against. He's already exactly, and if you can fast track him into the England setup, and he learns a little bit more from Adil Rashid, he's already a pretty good googly bowler. The third wicket he got in that over, it was beautiful, went inside quite nicely as well. So I think just if he can add a few nuances to his bowling, I think he already has the makings of being an extremely good bowler and one absolute find. The likes of Billings and all are already talking about him in their tweets and everything. So he's one of those guys to definitely watch out for. I think he should fast track him, bring him under the wings of Adil Rashid. Adil Rashid plays along with him for the couple of years, and they can really have an able replacement when Adil Rashid decides that it's probably towards the sunset of his career.
And do you think that actually helps England? Because, when they're going to come up against India, they're going to come up against quality spinners. But to have Rehan Ahmed there bowling in the nets and everything, it does give them, some help as well. Because, of course, I think Oswald is a different challenge altogether. But someone like Rehan Ahmed can prepare them for a finals like this.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's how you're also seeing England batting also slowly, like have a little bit of an improvement. They seem like they are better players of spin because they're playing Rihan. I think in the nets day in day out, so they're kind of getting used to how he's bowling and stuff like that. And that's helping them, and you can see in the matches as well against an Afghanistan side which is spin heavy. In the end, Barton comes in and scores that fantastic 50 that gives them the edge in that game. So those are the kind of small battles that they win, and it worked out in England's favor. So it's going to be a fantastic game. I think it's almost an even battle. I don't see that. I think whoever has that impetus in the first innings can, like India did today, change that 240 250 score to a 280 290. I think that will be the difference again.
Yep, and I think the England template as well. We mentioned how they're going after that
Go out all
Morgan
out.
template,
Yeah.
very aggressive batting. And yes, of course, there are times where they will lose wickets, but they continue to hit. We saw that yesterday in the lower order. They came and they smashed it. So that template, I think, can be dangerous in a finals like this. It can cause India problems. So India have to be a bit careful. And England have advantage of the conditions. But again, India also have the players. Some of those batsmen look class, and they look very mature. So you saw today as well as a very tricky situation. They got out of that situation and scored 290, like you said. So
Yeah.
Don, I think that wraps up the semifinals, finals. Just quickly, there's a PSL game going on as well as between
Oh
Peshawar
yeah,
and
yeah,
Lahore.
yeah.
So I just wanted, what were you saying? Oh, the
I,
COVID
I,
cases.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
thought you were
gonna
going to
get to
bring that
that.
up, but
Yeah,
yeah.
no, for the PSL, I won't take too much of your time. I just want to tell you that Rashid Khan hit 22 of eight
I
balls.
know, man. I saw that. Oh,
He
it's
scored 22
heartbreaking.
away deliveries, hitting
And what's
helicopters.
going on? Yeah, and Fakhar Zaman is on another level. He's just 68 of some 31 balls or something. I
Yeah,
mean, he
but
was fantastic.
you're not interested in that. You're more interested in Rashid Khan.
No,
That's
no,
why.
I could care less. That's
But
why I'm
yeah,
changing the topic fast.
if you want to talk about Fakhar Zaman, I think you're right. He's been the form of his life so far, 350s in a row. I've
And
seen
it's
him score
funny. It's funny because a few months back he was looking. He was the only batsman in the Pakistan innings in the
who
Pakistan team
couldn't
that
hit.
was not. Yeah, he was not able to hit
Yeah,
bat to ball. So that
that
change has
semi
been beautiful.
that semi-finals really changed his game that against
Changed.
Australia. But
Yeah.
I was reading a very interesting piece from Daniel Rasool Cricinfo. He was saying that now which opening pair will Pakistan go with in
Yeah.
Australia? Because you have Rizwan and Babar. He stated some very interesting stats and facts that their strike rate is very low compared to if Fakhar Zaman is brought into the mix. Yes, Fakhar Zaman does get out and everything, but you saw in the semi-finals his strike rate, he's hit 50 of 30 balls, whereas their 40s and 50s were almost run a ball. Their strike rate was just above 100. So it does
Yeah.
give Pakistan that headache. Now Fakhar Zaman, he's shown that he's been the most effective opener. I think he's been more effective than Rizwan as well. And
173. 173 strike rate. I think
yeah,
Babar, like you said, that is actually a very good point. Babar usually starts slowly. There's been a lot of talk about Babar starting slowly, but actually, it's not a bad idea to try Babar at 3 and just give Fakhar and Rizwan the license to go all out. If Fakhar Rahman gets out quickly, I think Babar can come in and steady the innings. But I think it'd be a nice idea to just change it up a little bit. Give Fakhar
it's
Zaman the license to
crazy
just go
because
kill.
Babar and Rizwan are your best batsmen, but
Yeah.
it gets you that
Your
Fakhar
best
Zaman does.
batsman should always be at number 3. That's why Virat Kohli is always at number 3.
Yeah, I think that also the left hand right hand combination will be even more effective from that side of things. But yeah, Lahore killing it right now, and man, they dropped
Oh,
so
you
many
have to
catches.
you have to talk about the professor though. His
Uh,
194 strike rate, 37 of 19, man. Mohammad Hafiz, what an innings as well. I mean, it was good. It started off well with Fakhar Zaman, but I think Mohammad Hafiz and then
how
unfortunately
old is he?
Rashid Khan
How old is
gives
he?
you that. He's 42. What is he? I don't know. He's 42,
His
right?
exact age. I
Let
have a
me
point
let
on it.
me.
I know his age, but I'm maybe 1 year off. But like I know his age.
Mohammad Hafiz age. Let me see. He's 41 years old.
He's 41. How old is Rohit Sharma?
I knew you were gonna bring that up, but bhai, in a way, captain नहीं है ना वो तो वही है difference.
Fitness, man, fitness.
Pressure, yeah.
I think if
No,
you
no, I
work on your
agree.
fitness, it does help. Shoaib Malik, I know that they're playing now just T20s, but it wasn't too long ago where they were playing a lot of formats for Pakistan. So I think Someone
But
like
none of the Peshawar player were able to get going. Like the way Fakhar Zaman, Mohammad Hafiz, Rashid Khan were able to get go.
and they were giving chances, bro. They were giving chances. For Lahore's fielding was atrocious.
Terrible,
No,
terrible.
terrible
Rashid
fielding.
Khan went for 9. By the way, he went for 9 runs in over also. So that.
I was going to come to that. I was going to say that his bowling hasn't been effective since he's left Sunrisers, but his batting looks to pick up a notch. Maybe he's taking his anger out with the bat. But with the ball, also the keeping was horrible. There's a mistumping of
Oh
Rashid
yeah,
Khan.
yeah.
The keeping was horrible. They've tried a part-time keeper there. It hasn't worked out. And they'll have to change that. Puneet is saying, what about the ball hitting the stumps and Bales not falling happened in Ashes and now in PSL? This is the second time it's happened with Shaheen Afridi in the PSL itself.
I can't believe that someone like a Shaheen Afridi, who's a fast bowler, is having trouble moving the Bales off so much. I wonder what kind of weightage is they're talking about. It's something I think that has to be looked into it. I think it's very unfortunate that someone who's bowling that well unfortunately misses out on wickets. It's happened the second time in the PSL, I'm told. Is that right?
Second time with Shaheen Afridi in the space of 3 days.
Oh man, that must be heartbreaking for him. I mean, luckily his team ended up winning. Yeah, so
Yes.
Lahore ended up winning, so it's okay. So I was confused for a second there, but luckily Lahore ended up winning, so it doesn't matter. But
really well, Shaheen has been he does get it for the odd six, but he's bowled really well. And
even Zaman Khan has been bowling well. I think.
Bro, he has that Malinga type action, like
Malinga action.
He was the man of the match for me in that sense. Like in terms of bowling, he was the best bowler on display today.
Is Lahore your current favorite right now?
My in what? Like
or
mine as a personal favorite?
I mean in general for the tournament. In your opinion, is it Multan or Lahore for you?
I think Multan. But with Lahore, they have amazing players, but they never gel together, man. Even like the fielding, again, it put me off today. But they have individual brilliance. If they all perform like that, they'll be a more dangerous side, I would say, but a more consistent team as Multan.
Because I think in terms of individuals, I think Lahore can't be beaten, right? In terms of the fact that they have proper Pakistan talent, proper foreign talent as well. In terms of like a Rashid Khan, a David Weiss who's been doing well.
Rashid Khan, Shaheen Afridi, Haris Rauf. That's so class.
and Zaman Khan who's come out of nowhere, and then you have a David Weiss who can bowl well as well.
And that's exactly the kind of template that you want in a T20 team. That's what we were talking about for the IPL auctions. You want a very good bowling attack, especially with the new ball and old ball, and someone who can bowl spin. That's exactly what you want, right? And Haris Rauf, man, if he gets it right, the problem is sometimes he bowls it in the slot. But if he gets it right, it's difficult. He's really fast, man.
Yeah. Haris Rauf and Rashid Khan have been doing a lot of those Pushpa videos. I think they need to calm down and focus on their bowling averages. It's messing. It's been good for them. You need those kind of breaks as well. But I think comparatively, I think Shaheen and Zaman have been very good. In this particular game, I think they were a little bit both off. I think a 9.5 economy for Rashid and 8.75 for Haris Rauf. But you'll have days like that every now and again.
That's triple his economy rate when he was in Sunrisers.
Usually, because he's 5 or 6. His standard usually 5 or 6. 4 overs, 24 runs, 1 wicket. That's his standard kind of go-to. But
it's been expensive, but unlucky as well. I think drop catches and everything.
Yeah.
Ben is asking any changes expected. I think he's talking about the under-19 India. I don't think there's going to be any changes.
No. I wonder if what's his name is. If he's back,
the guy who had COVID, he's back.
He's back, right? Okay, yeah. So maybe yeah.
His name is something Sindhu, Nishant Sindhu, not PV Sindhu. Sorry, Nishant Sindhu. I call him.
He was the guy who was
all-rounder, again, very effective player. Bowling pretty well. Punch is asking, out of the young lads, who do you think will get a game in IPL? I don't know. Do you have a genie
in this season?
It's very. I don't know how you're going to predict this, but probably.
So it'll depend on. So what I think it'll depend on is, I'm sure a few of these guys will get bids. A fair amount of them. I think Otswal will get a bid. I think Yashdul will get a bid. I think what's his name? Rashid will get a bid. Hanroor Singh will get a bid. I think all these guys will get bids. The problem is whichever team they end up being. Let's say for example. A Punjab unfortunately doesn't do well again. I think in the end that they'll be tried. I don't think it'll be tried in the earlier part of the tournament at all.
But also because there's 2 extra teams, I think there will be 1 or 2 players who will be given a go. I feel that
you think of him the under-19 team from day one? I doubt it.
not from day one, but they will play a part like somewhere. I
in the
think
mix.
like
Yeah.
a Jaiswal and Bishnoi. Bishnoi was given a go in his first season. He became an integral part, but then Punjab, I don't know what they were doing, but he was given a go, right? So I'm not saying he'll play from ball one. I think it was only Virat Kohli who had that. He was in
That
the RCB
option.
immediately, if
But
I'm not.
I think you should keep an eye out for Vicky Otswal, because I
He'll
think
definitely,
that
I think,
spinning option.
he'll get a bit because he's been really, really good in this tournament. And spinners always for batsmen it's more competitive, I feel. But I think Indian spinners, people sometimes, I think it's been a while since we've seen like crazy, crazy spinner from India, or in general the competition for spin I feel is lacking right now in India. Let me put it that way. You don't have like a Bhaji versus a Kumble versus this versus that. It's like between Chahal, Bishnoi, it's not that much, and even Chahal is not being integrated.
It's just whenever the players are getting the chances, they're not capitalizing on it, unfortunately.
Yeah, Pradeep Sangwan as well. Vinay Singh, yeah, he was also picked for Delhi. He was very and Virat Kohli said in a recent interview I was watching for RCB. He was giving an interview that that Delhi wanted Kohli, but they went for Pradeep Sangwan.
Yeah.
Ahead of Kohli.
It's one of those. The Delhi of the old was one of those not surprising. I think the new Delhi has changed their style and everything, but I think the Delhi
How
of the
was
old
that
was.
lineup though? How was that lineup? Sangwan, Magra, Mohammad Asif, bro, deadly,
Oh
man.
man,
That's deadly. And that Parvez
I don't know
Maroof as
why.
well.
I don't know how Delhi didn't end up winning anything in the first 8-10 years. I mean, still haven't won the IPL, but at least they're a force to reckon with in the past 2-3 years. The likes of Rabade, Nokia, and all these guys, that's worked out for them well. But they still haven't won. But we talk less about them because they're actually at least a force to reckon with. Unlike the Punjab that have started off poorly and have continued to be poor, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, 100%. And the 4 COVID cases you were talking about, it is like
Shreyas
Shikhar
Iyer,
Dhawan,
Rituraj Gaikwad, Shikhar Dhawan, and Navdeep Saini.
Navdeep Saini. So these are the 4, and the replacements have been called in.
Mayank Agarwal has been called in. I don't know who the other replacements have been called in. I think that they're probably walking through it. But I think because 2 openers in Rituraj and Dhawan are sitting out, I think that's why. But I still think that maybe KL will probably open and Mayank might not get a chance. But we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's see how that goes. I think COVID cases right now, it's playing a part in every sport and in every part of life. So hopefully it gets better. But I think the series will go ahead as it stands. But I think for the IPL, it's kind of a thing like, do we keep it here? Do we not keep it here? And I don't know. I was reading somewhere that for the one days it'll be behind closed doors, but the T20s they're opening 75%.
They're bringing in, yeah.
They need to avoid
There's
that.
there's no official communication about that, so we kind of have to wait for that.
Vinay Singh KL is not playing first game. Yeah, I know he's not playing.
Oh yeah, he's not playing first team. So Mayank will actually just get a chance. That's probably true. You're right.
Yeah, Vinay is coming a lot on our shows these days.
Yeah, Vinay, he's giving us all these inside information. Thank you.
He has all the information, but there's some things he doesn't disclose. Man, he knows a lot of stuff, but he doesn't tell us. Otherwise, we
Vinay,
would be.
बोलना Vinay, कई को ऐसा कर रहे हैं?
Yeah, he'd be a very big channel. He has a lot of information. He doesn't want to reveal. He just likes to ask questions. But if you just want to wrap it up, anything else that you want to add? Like, I think we've covered up the PSL, we've covered the under 19. Anything else that you want to add? Any like new IPL kind of wisdom you want to give?
Vicky Otswal to have a better IPL than Rashid Khan.
Yeah, that's not
for Sunrisers.
That's not gonna happen. But they need to go for Noor Ahmed Sunrisers. The guy is good, man. He can bat as well.
Yeah.
Dynamite is different to Rashid, but I think he's someone who can cause some issues. But again, Rashid had a different impact. Like it wasn't.
He came in as a completely unknown prodigy and comes in and fantastic.
He was 16 or 17, but he was against Zimbabwe. That whole series, he was unplayable, and on that basis, Tom Moody picked him. And look, where he is now.
Man, I remember the Zimbabweans were dancing. That's how bad they were. They were dancing on the floor.
But you could have easily said that, oh, Zimbabwe. A lot of people say that. I think any third person would say, oh, it's just Zimbabwe. But Tom Moody saw something, man. He saw something there, and then he got picked up for Sunrisers, and then he didn't look back. Then he's playing Lahore Qalandars, Adelaide Strikers. He's playing for Essex. It's just crazy.
The hope is that now that we have Tom Moody back at the helm, I think we can fix this kind of this one season that has really derailed our what otherwise has been a fantastic few years for Sunrisers. I think this one
He
year
does have it, but
has
he picked
derailed
up
them
Mustafa
so bad.
as well. He picked up Mustafa
Yeah,
as well.
I think Moody has an eye for proper talent, man.
Mad Eye
Yeah,
Moody. You see
Mad
Harry
Eye Moody.
Potter?
I think he has an eye
Yeah,
for
I think
talent, and I love that he's back at the helm.
the good cops never give their sources. Okay. I thought you were a bad boy.
Vinay needs a down the track contract, I think, a little bit.
It doesn't give the sources. So, but yeah, he's someone who will provide us with information. He has the latest thing. He's the encyclopedia of cricket, and him and Punter, thanks for joining. Yeah, anything else, Don? Anything that we didn't cover?
No,
Any questions?
I'm just looking forward to our talks about the IPL in detail moving forward, which are going to
Yeah,
happen
so
soon now.
I think now we'll have to focus on that because it's coming
Yeah.
soon. The auction is like 9 days away, 8-9 days away.
Yeah,
So from
10
Saturday,
exact to be precise. Yeah.
yeah, I think I'll give you a crazy prediction just for that. Should I give it to you?
Yeah, please.
David Warner will be retained by Sunrise.
Kaiku मेरी जान के पीछे पड़ा है.
You know, it'll just be funny because he doesn't want to go there. Okay, he made it clear he doesn't want to go there, and these guys.
Oh, what did you say? What did you say?
David Warner will go to Sunrisers in the auction.
Oh, you said David Warner will go to Sunrisers. I don't mind that, to be very honest.
Bro, if he goes to any other team, it's done. He's going to score 100, and Raj is going to pick up a fifer. It always happens. The way they've got treated, or apparently got treated, they're not happy. So,
bro, but we've changed that. No, bhai, we've changed it. Trevor Billis को निकाल के भगा दे यहाँ से. नहीं है उन्हें करा पूरा.
Yeah, I'm just making wild. I honestly think he'll probably go somewhere else, but it's just a wild kind of pick over there. There's plenty of, like you said, there's plenty of talent to look forward to. So hopefully we'll get the first game also coming soon for India. Yeah, the game is on the 6th.
On the 6th in 4 days.
Yeah, 4 days. So in between we'll find time and we'll just do the auction stuff because there's going to be games going on and everything. So we'll basically predict the teams and everything like that. But yeah, the India versus West Indies, we'll provide the previews, reviews, whatever. That's going to be exciting. West Indies have reached there. Nicholas Puran posted some photos, so you can check that out. But yeah, Don, thank you so much for joining me. I will catch you very soon. Take care. Add me to it. Vinay is saying, sorry. Yeah, I'll catch you soon. Thank you so much for joining me. And best of luck for the finals. It's going to be great. And
yes, sir, indeed.
Yeah, the better team wins, and we get to see a good cricket match. I know.
Vinay, I'm not making any predictions, but you guys know who I want to win.
Yeah, not making. Since you haven't made predictions, it's going the right way. But you did get
going well.
You said that India would beat Bangladesh in the quarterfinal. You said that.
That was the only one I got right. I did 25%. Fail ho gaya. Overall, to fail ho gaya na.
Yeah, it's not like your octopus. Remember that octopus? He got every single game right.
Yeah. That was quite something.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much.
Sounds good. Take care.
Thank you, Vinay. Thank you, Punter. Take care, guys.